Everyone had gone silent. 15 shots. 15 misses. And then, from the back of the range, a soft voice said, "Permission to try, sir?" The officers turned. The recruits chuckled. The general raised an eyebrow, not in mockery but disbelief. Because standing there wasn't some seasoned sniper or decorated marksman. It was a woman, young, calm, with dirt on her boots and quiet fire in her eyes. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. It was Fort Benning, midsummer. The heat rippled across the range like a living thing. A dozen recruits had already failed to hit the 4,000-meter target, a near impossible test meant only for the elite. General Mason watched, arms crossed, as the last marksman stepped away, sweat dripping from his chin, shaking his head. The murmurs started. Maybe the scope's off. Winds shifting again. No one can hit that. And then came her, Sergeant Elena Brooks. Barely 5'6", calm as the morning tide. The other soldiers whispered as she approached the firing line. Not because they didn't know her, but because they did. Elena was the soldier who once froze during a night op. The one who'd lost her spot in an elite sniper unit after her partner never made it back. To most, she was a ghost of her former self. A quiet woman keeping her head down, trying to blend in. But today, something was different. General Mason's voice carried across the dust and tension. "Any snipers here, Army?" he barked. No one answered, until Elena did. "Yes, sir," she said. Her tone was steady, unshaken. The general turned his full attention toward her. The crowd of soldiers shifted, whispering behind cupped hands. Was she serious? He gave a single nod. "Then show us." Elena knelt beside the rifle. Her hands moved with a grace that only comes from muscle memory, years of repetition, of late nights on cold ridgelines. She adjusted the scope, measured the wind, and closed her eyes for a heartbeat longer than anyone expected. "Don't miss," someone muttered behind her. But she didn't even flinch. She inhaled slowly, exhaled once, and fired. The bullet tore through the heat-hazed air. For a long, unbearable second, no one breathed. Then the sharp ping echoed back from the distant steel. Direct hit, gasps, shouts. The range erupted. But Elena wasn't done. "3 more," she said softly. The general's expression hardened, but he didn't stop her. Second shot, hit. Third, hit. Fourth, a perfect center. 4,000 meters. 4 flawless strikes. Even the wind seemed to pause in respect. When she stood, the general walked toward her. His boots crunched in the dust, the air electric with disbelief. "Where'd you learn to shoot like that, Sergeant?" he asked. Elena met his eyes. "From someone who never came back, sir." The murmurs fell to silence. The general's gaze softened, a hint of grief, recognition, maybe even pride. He saluted her first, and in that single motion, every soldier on the range followed. Later, when the crowd had thinned, she stayed behind, staring at the distant target. 4 perfect holes, small marks in steel, but to her, they were something more. Redemption, closure, a silent conversation with a ghost who once stood beside her on another range, in another life. She didn't cry, she just smiled faintly, the kind of smile that says, "I made it back." Because courage doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers through the scope of a rifle and hits dead center. And sometimes, the ones everyone doubted end up carrying the calmest aim. If this story moved you, leave a comment below. I'd love to know what moment hit you most, and if you believe courage can truly come back from silence. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more powerful, true and inspired stories of bravery and heart.